Hello, welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Fidelia Aguncha. The Nigerian government has dismissed reports the army is conducting a vaccination in some parts of the country. In a statement, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency urged Nigerians to disregard the rumors and return their children back to the schools, which had been shut down owing to the rumored vaccination. According to the agency's executive director, Chima Onoka, the rumor is affecting a real polio vaccination, which is ongoing in some parts of the country. Onoka said the rumor had affected the polio vaccination negatively, while also adding that a measles vaccination will begin in a few days. He urged Nigerians to remain calm and allow the measles and polio vaccination go ahead without any hitches. Suspected kidnapper Chukwudumeme Onwamadike, also known as Evans, has changed his plea before a Lagos High Court. Evans, who is facing charges for murder, armed robbery, kidnapping, among other crimes, had pleaded guilty in the previous hearing in September. However, at resumption of trial on Thursday, the suspected kidnapper pleaded not guilty to the charges. Earlier, the Lagos State government applied to amend the charges against the accused persons. According to the Director of Public Prosecution Lagos State, the amendment relates only to the punishment section for the second charge. The trial has now been adjourned to November 3, 2017. The Nigerian Air Force has deployed some of its fighter jets and personnel to Plateau State, north-central Nigeria. The deployment comes less than 2 days after President Muhammadu Buhari ordered security agencies to put an end to the killings in the state. About 50 people have been killed in the past week following clashes between herdsmen and farmers in the territory. The clashes forced the governor, Simon Lalong, to impose a dusk-to-dawn curfew in the capital just to ensure no further breakdown of law and order. The Air Force Chief Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar has now directed the deployment of troops and air assets to the troubled state. Nigeria President Muhammadu Buhari has sent the 2018 to 2020 medium-term expenditure framework to the Senate. This was disclosed in a letter read by Senate President Bukola Saraki during plenary on Thursday. The letter also contained the 2018 to 2020 fiscal strategy paper. According to the president, both documents were prepared based on general adverse global economic uncertainty as well as fiscal challenges and recovery in the domestic economy. The ruling All Progressive Party has defended President Muhammadu Buhari's decision to focus on the development of the Northeast, saying it is not a misplaced priority. The National Publicity Secretary of the party, Bolaji Abdullahi, said the party is on the same wavelength with the president, considering the humanitarian crisis that has ravaged the Northeast due to the activities of the Boko Haram terrorists. He also noted the president's request was not intended to divide the country or show preference for one region against the other.
The import of Mr. President's statement to the World Bank is in recognition of the particular devastation that Boko Haram has caused in the northeast of Nigeria. Therefore, when Mr. President was asking the World Bank to focus attention on the development of the northeast, he has in mind the necessary reconstruction that need to happen in that part of the country, especially in the Borno, Adamawa and Yobe axis that have suffered specifically or particularly as a result of the Boko Haram activities. It was not a statement at all intended to bifurcate the country and show preference for one region of the country against the other. So the All Progressives Congress throws its weight completely behind Mr. President's position, and we believe that as long as the northeast of Nigeria remains continue to suffer the devastation that it has suffered and continue to represent a very dark spot in human development indices for Nigeria, there is a need to direct special attention to that part of the country.
President Muhammadu Buhari and his Turkish counterpart, Recep Erdogan, on Thursday vowed to ramp up security and economic cooperation between Turkey and Nigeria. Speaking after talks at Erdogan Palace, both leaders pledged to increase investment and cooperate in the fight against extremist groups including Boko Haram jihadists. President Buhari is currently in Turkey ahead of the 9th Summit of the Developing Eight, which will begin on Friday. A federal high court in Abuja has granted bail to a Nigerian senator, Issa Misal, for 5 million naira. Misal, who represents Bauchi Central, is standing trial for charges related to forgery and spreading falsehood against the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, and the Chairman, Police Service Commission, Mike Okiru. The Judge Justice Ishaq Bello, while granting him bail, asked the senator to produce 2 reliable sureties, each in like sum. Misal has, however, accused the government of prosecuting him unjustly. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Mahmoud Yakub, says the commission is taking all necessary steps towards implementing recommendations from the European Union 2015 Elections Observation Report. Yakubu gave the assurance on Thursday when the lead member of the EU Parliament Democracy Support and Election Coordination Group, Santiago Fisas, led a delegation to the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. He said INEC has studied the 2015 General Elections Observation Report of the EU carefully and noted 30 of the recommendations from the report.
We have carefully studied the EU report. A total of 30 recommendations were identified. Some of the recommendations are of a policy nature within the powers and responsibilities of the Electoral Commission. However, election being a legal process, most of the recommendations require review of the legal framework for elections, the Electoral Act and the Constitution. We have summarized and categorized the 2015 EU Observation Report. In all, as I said earlier, there are 30 recommendations. 8 of these recommendations are within the powers and primary responsibilities of INEC, while 22 are within the powers and responsibilities of other agencies of government or other arms of government, especially the National Assembly.
Happy to be here, all friends of Nigeria, and just I would like to remark that our technical colleagues, they will stay here until November. Then it's not a short mission, they will be here trying to know better the Nigerian situation, and of course we know that you are dealing with a lot of different elections, different ones, some very, very important, and waiting, of course, the presidential election in 2 years' time.
President Muhammadu Buhari has directed anti-corruption agencies to disclose the names of treasury looters. The president's directive is sequel to an order by the Federal High Court in Lagos, which instructed that the names be published. The Ministry of Justice, Abubakar Malami, says the anti-corruption agencies are now compiling the names, adding it will be reviewed in due time. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says it is not investigating the governor of Ogun State, Ibikunle Amosun. The anti-graft agency was reacting to a report on social media which suggested it had raided the Ikeja residence of the governor in Lagos. The report also added the commission discovered cash in local and foreign currencies reportedly stashed in a vault. The EFCC has, however, dismissed the report, saying it did not carry out such raid and is not investigating the governor.
My people, for Obodo, Nigeria, one infection don't surface in some part of this country where them they call monkeypox. This infection now from bushmeat, especially monkey, rat and squirrel. Now the fluid from this animal, they cause some more. Person will get this infection, will they get fever, headache, back pain, rashes for all in body like chicken pox, but no be chicken pox, now monkey pox. The only way to stop this obonge yamayama infection now to stop eating bushmeat. Have been any bushmeat we don't die, especially monkey, rat and squirrel. Make we try to wash our hand with soap and water before eating any food. Sanitize are good if you get some to the wash and regularly. Make all of our health workers they use protective instrument, medicine. We fit cure this obonge infection. Never day, but we fit avoid them. The Federal Ministry of Health and the National Center for Disease Control don't put head together to fight this monkey pox all over the state. Make we now open eye so that monkeypox no go spread. If you suspect any symptoms of monkeypox, make you quickly rush go any health facility wey near you. Our guy Presido Mohammed Buhari want everybody make we dey kampe so that we go jolly in good government. Health na weto monkeypox. Now we fit chase am comot. Na Federal Ministry of Health bring una this message.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at business with Ngozi Okoye.
Thank you, Fidelia. Nigeria Central Bank says it has sold Treasury securities worth 98 billion naira on Thursday, a day after it auctioned 133.25 billion naira for Treasury bills. This, the Apex Bank says, will keep liquidity tight to support the currency. The local naira currency has been stable for more than 2 weeks, supported by central bank interventions, foreign inflows, and tight liquidity on the money markets. The currency was quoted at 305 naira 60 kobo on the official market on Thursday, a level it closed for more than 3 months now. It traded at 360 naira per dollar for investors and 363 naira on the parallel market. The money market has been short of liquidity for more than a week due to central bank auction to mop up naira following the recent maturity of some 86 billion naira of treasury securities. The World Bank Group has denied it disagreed with Nigeria's Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, over the borrowing by the Nigerian government. The senior communications officer of the World Bank, Rachid Ben Masoud, said the media misrepresented and quoted out of context the comments made by 8 senior economists for Nigeria, Gloria Joseph-Raji. He commended the Nigeria's government's efforts to rebalance its portfolio in order to lower the cost of its borrowing as outlined in its 2016-2019 medium-term debt management strategy released last year. With the rapid growth of e-commerce across the world, Africans and Nigerians in particular have been exposed to vast option of buying goods and services on the internet. The emergence of online shopping malls like Jumia have improved the ease of doing business as customers can now purchase literally anything online, sometimes at even cheaper rates. Starting the Black Friday shopping early, Jumia will be offering up to 90% discount on goods and services beginning from November 13 to December 13. TV360 spoke with the CEO of Jumia Foods and Travels, Joe Falter, who tells customers what to expect in the upcoming Jumia Black Friday festival.
Shoppers should be looking forward to the biggest shopping event of the year. We've been working super hard over the last few months to put together some incredible deals across all of the products that we sell. So anyone who's been waiting to buy that phone that they want, or their next TV, or appliances for the house, is in for really huge discounts that we have coming up across many brands. We're not just doing in e-commerce, so we also have deals on Jumia Travel. We have deals coming up on Jumia Food. So if people want, to book their break over the next couple of months to go on vacation to anywhere in Africa or abroad in Dubai, London, we've got great deals on packages for them. And for Jumia Food as well. If you want to order food, we'll have discounts coming up on some of the biggest and most popular restaurant brands in Nigeria.
Falter also announced that flight bookings have now been added to the wide range of options the Jumia platform.
Now is a particularly interesting time for Jumia Travel because we're launching we have launched a flight service. So a lot of our customers are familiar with booking hotels on Jumia Travel, but we're now able to offer a huge range of flights at some of the best prices that you can find on the market. So one of the big focus areas for us now is to evangelize and get the message out about people being able to travel not just the hotel with us, but also the flight, and that we can get the best prices for them on the market. Certainly much better prices than they would typically find at a travel agent.
Royal Dutch Shell subsidiary in Nigeria, SPDC, has lifted the force majeure on Bonny light crude oil export. Shell declared force majeure a month ago following the shutdown of the Nimby Creek trunk line, one of the two main pipelines taking Bonny light crude to the export terminal. Exports have been ongoing on through the Trans-Niger pipeline. The Nigeria stock market struggled to get a bull run today as it closed at 0.01% rise. The combined all-share index closed at 36,645.65 from an opening figure of 36,641.52. At the close of the day's trading, international bears topped the advances table, followed by Stanbic IBTC, GlaxoSmithKline and Cadbury Nigeria PLC. On the flip side, Fort Oil lost 2%, Nigeria Breweries followed, then Total and UBA. Transaction in shares of UBA, Sterling Bank, Guarantee Trust and Zenith Banks topped the volume chart. Summarizing the market, 4,159 deals exchanged, 140.876 million, valued at 1.772 billion. And that is it on business. We'll return after the break with foreign and sports stories. Don't go away.
The search for the 2017 WSCIJ Investigative Journalist of the Year is on. Are you a Nigerian journalist or a team of journalists with investigative stories on themes from regulatory failures, corruption in the public or corporate sphere, and human rights abuses in the country? The Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism invites you to submit entries for the 12th Wole Soyinka Award for Investigative Reporting. Categories include print, radio, television, photo, online, and editorial cartoon. Submission deadline Tuesday, 24th October 2017 by 4 p.m. Winners will receive prizes in cash and kind worth 1 million naira. For the full award criteria and other information, please visit wscij.org. or call 0908-251-5179. Investigative reporting is the vital force for the restoration of human dignity. Wole Soyinka.
Glad to have you back. 4 people were killed in Togo on Wednesday following clashes between security forces and demonstrators calling for an end to a half-century of Nasingbe's family rule. Opposition activists have been demonstrating since August against President Faure Gnassingbé's administration and say a constitutional reform he has proposed would allow him to rule the West African country until 2030. The protesters are calling for his resignation. The Ugandan Ministry of Health on Thursday announced 1 person has been confirmed dead from the hemorrhagic fever Marburg. The viral disease presents Ebola-like signs and symptoms, including pain in the joint, fever, and bleeding. The 50-year-old woman died in Queen Eastern Uganda on October 17th. It is so far the only confirmed case, and there are no others under investigation at the moment, although the deceased is said to have nursed a brother who presented similar symptoms and died on the 25th of September 2017. Algeria has appointed Rabah Majer as its new head coach ahead of its World Cup qualifier against Nigeria. Majer, who will be Algeria's 4th coach in the qualifiers, replaces Lucas Alcaraz, who was sacked earlier this month. It will be his 3rd spell in charge of the team after previous spells between April 1994 to July 2005 and July 2001 to May 2002. The Desert Foxes are already out of the qualifying phases and will finish bottom of Group B. Liverpool forward Sadio Mane has been included in Senegal's squad for next month's World Cup qualifiers despite his existing hamstring strain. Mane had been an injury doubt for the home and away games against South Africa on November 10th and 14th. It is unclear when Mane will return to action, having already missed Liverpool's Premier League draw with Manchester United and the 7-0 thrashing of Maribor in the Champions League. Lionel Messi scored his 100th European goal as Barcelona made light of Gerard Piqué's red card to brush aside Olympiacos in the Champions League. Messi became just the second player to reach the landmark after Real Madrid's Cristiano Ronaldo brought up a century of goals in UEFA competitions earlier this year. The Barca forward came into the game at Camp Nou on 99 goals, with 96 of them having come in the Champions League and the other 3 in the European Super Cup. But that's all on news now. Thanks for watching. I am Fidelia Aguncha.